Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889 in the Austrian village of Braunau. At 16, Hitler drops out of school because of poor academic performance and behavior issues. 2 years later, he applies for the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. He fails the entrance exam. Hitler is left shaken and depressed. Hitler's mother dies shortly after the exam. Homeless, Hitler wanders the streets of Vienna until the outbreak of World War I. Hitler, pictured in Marienplatz in Munich, was one of millions enthusiastic to hear news of the war. He volunteered almost immediately. Hitler was 25 when World War I began. He fought on the Western Front and was incredibly lucky to survive the First Battle of Ypres, one of only 500 men in his regiment to do so. He was wounded at the end of 1916 and sent home to Germany for the rest of the war. Hitler, bitter over Germany's defeat in the war, joined the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Nationalsozialistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, in 1919. Hitler was a natural speaker, an incredibly charismatic figure that captivated audiences. Small Nazi meetings grew to the hundreds and even thousands after Hitler gained power within the Nazi Party. As Deutschmarks lost their value as currency, and unemployment rising to nearly 30%, the Nazi Party's membership rose to nearly 55,000 by the end of 1923. On November 8th, a coup of the German government by the Nazi Party began. Nazi militias stormed the Munich beer hall, where the government of Bavaria was dining, and took them all hostage. Hitler declared, "The National Revolution has begun." Hitler was lying. Only in Munich had an actual revolution taken place. Other local governments soon became aware of this, despite Munich being flooded by thousands of Nazi paramilitary members. Soon, the German National Army arrived and began driving out the Nazis from Munich. Hitler, along with his top staff, were arrested and jailed. The famed Beer Hall Putsch was a failure. Hitler was jailed for 5 years for orchestrating the failed coup. The Nazi Party was disassembled and officially banned in Germany, although many meetings still occurred. While jailed, Hitler authored his manifesto, Mein Kampf. Although Hitler's book sold poorly, it became the center of the Nazi ideology. The disdain for lesser races, namely Jews, Slavic peoples, and anyone not white, along with communists, were the ideological precursors to the Holocaust. Hitler was released from jail a few days before Christmas in 1924. Between his release and the first Nazi-involved election, nothing important really happened with the Nazi Party. Much of this half-decade was spent recruiting and spreading the Nazi ideology throughout Germany. The 5 elections between 1930 and 1933 give the Nazi Party full strength in under 4 years, completely legally, as they were all elected by the German people. The 1930 federal election saw the Nazi Party gain 95 seats, to a total of 107. It became the second largest party in the Reichstag. The Nazis gained 123 more seats in the July 1932 election, to a total of 230. It was now the largest and strongest political party in Germany. The November 1932 elections brought the Nazis back down to 196 seats, due to resurgence in communist and conservative votes. It was the last fair election in Germany, as Hitler was sworn in as Chancellor, the German version of Prime Minister, shortly following the election. The March 1933 elections brought even more success to the Nazi Party, adding 92 seats to their already consolidated power in the Reichstag. With 288 seats, it had more power than all other coalitions, right and left, and now dominated all aspects of the German government. Hitler was sworn in as Chancellor of Germany shortly following the 1933 elections. He swiftly passed the Enabling Act, or the Machtergreifung, that gave Hitler and his Nazis complete control over German politics. The November 1933 elections were legally dominated by the Nazi Party, as all other parties were dissolved and made illegal by the Enabling Act. In addition, all local governments were replaced by Nazi Party members, trade unions were dissolved and banned, and Germany was now under the complete control of Hitler and the Nazi Party. Hitler's power was soon threatened by the legions of Marxist SA members who still held power in Germany. The Sturmbevölkerung, the paramilitary arm of the Nazi Party, had nearly 3 million members in 1934. Hitler grew anxious of their members in power and ordered them purged. The Night of Long Knives was a purge of top SA officials throughout Germany at Hitler's request. Ernst Röhm, the leader of the SA, was imprisoned while the entirety of SA leadership was either murdered or driven into hiding by the German National Army. The SA ceased to exist shortly afterwards, and Hitler's grasp of Germany was now absolute and unquestionable.